less bandwidth. Today's featured Redditor went full office space during corporate teams meeting and lived to tell the tale. Over in RTIFU, someone asked a group of stone-faced execs, quote, "How popular is 69? Oof, this poor man, doing his best Tom Smokowski, asks, how popular is 69? Because that literally is the server's name. You'd think that he mooned the webcam. Executives were quite frankly glad that he wasn't at least joking about unionizing. Everyone hits mute, which, by the way, is corporate equivalent of laughing behind the bleachers and high-fiving with HR standing 3 feet away. And the best part, someone on the call actually replies that VM69 is used for limited purposes. Corporate America, ladies and gentlemen, where the jokes are accidental and the competence is sadly optional. These are the same suits who will give you a 98-slide TED Talk about Q3 deliverables but can't survive a 2-digit number without turning into Beavis and Butthead. Oh my goodness, we are going live to Baz, who is on location outside the RTIFU headquarters, getting reactions from the crowd. Baz!
Lainey, it does not look good at all. And you know, I have sat through so many meetings where they treat your soul like a copier paper jam. This guy, he was just trying to do his job, just trying to talk through a SQL Server issue. But God forbid one of those servers has a name that makes grown adults implode into a middle school flashback to stack underneath their 4 touchdowns and 1 game legacy. And then it gets worse. Our guy tries to copy some text from the chat, but instead he accidentally hits the LOL emoji. Things that are way too clickable if you ask me, which if you've used Microsoft Teams, it's basically also like sending a glitter bomb to your manager. Then in a panic, of course, he thumbs up it, the 2 most passive-aggressive emojis in corporate America, used in sequence. Corporate America expects you to dress like a mannequin, talk like an AI chatbot, and never ever say anything that implies you have a pulse. But heaven help you if a joke accidentally escapes the dystopia. Suddenly you're the liability, not Bob from marketing who thinks synergy is a safe for work topic. I've lived this. I've breathed this. I once got written up for tone because I said thank you without a smile emoji. I've seen a VP forward a phishing scam. I know a systems engineer who clicked on a malware email link and they both got promoted. I'm tired, Lainey. Tired and emotionally backed up like a Visual Fox Pro database backed up on a 5¼ inch floppy drive and securely stored inside an MRI machine. Back to you, Lainey.
Oh my goodness. All this commotion over a simple little number. I can't even begin to imagine what these folks would think about a classroom trying to get a teacher to say 67. Well, coming up next, Baz reviews the latest productivity software designed to make you cry more efficiently while still hitting KPIs. Spoiler alert, you don't know your company installed it. You don't know they're watching. And there's not a single thing you can do about it. Stay tuned with your jigglers, my friends. It's the only safe space left. Are you tired of karma farming? Reposts that make you want to scream, moderators who act like they're running the FBI, endless hot takes that feel like nails on a chalkboard?
It's like, why is everyone yelling? And why do they keep posting the same damn meme? I mean, come on!
You need the fuck outside. The only prescription strength cure for your internet-induced rage. Oh, honey, you're so mad about Reddit. It's adorable. Here's a little medicine for that. Go outside. Yes, outside, people don't argue about reposts, but instead argue over who forgot to mow the lawn. You're a terrible Redditor, and nobody's gonna love your post, so go out and get some fresh air. Side effects may include actual human interaction, fresh perspectives, and suddenly realizing most Reddit arguments don't matter.
Why didn't I think of that?
Maybe because you've been indoors arguing about karma farming since 2008, silly.
The fuck outside. Because sometimes the best cure is just a little fresh air.
Well, past the funeral potatoes and call me Karen, folks, we have got ourselves a good old-fashioned suburban standoff. Over in our Entitled People, user Inner Guidance 4174 brings us this week's tale of sweat, grass, and gall. This one has got more audacity than a casserole with raisins. Our story begins on a hot Sunday afternoon, 90 degrees and rising. Our hero is out there mowing their lawn, just trying to beat the heat and get back inside with their dignity intact, when suddenly the neighbor strikes. She strolls out, sunscreen free and shameless, and says, "Hey, since you already got the mower out, mind doing mine too?" Oh, sweetie, she wasn't joking. She tried to sweeten the deal with, "It's just the front part." Like this is a Starbucks order and not a request for free landscaping? And our Redditor, clearly the champ of sarcasm, replies with, "Sure, no problem. You hiring me now?" Boom, shut down. And Miss Lawnmower Mooch? She hit the reverse faster than a church choir hearing Cardi B, back into her house, wounded and unmowed. Let's head on over to Baz, who's on location outside of our Entitled People. Barry, Baz?
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good out here. I'm standing here on what used to be her front lawn, and, well, let's just say it's giving feral prairie vibes. You could lose a toddler in that mess. Reddit came through with the usual premium shade, as always, and I quote, "If she were elderly or injured, sure, but she was just lazy." And one user offered the ultimate power move, mow one single stripe through her yard and disappear like a lawn care ghost. It's like that old saying, give a neighbor a mow and they'll ask you to edge the hedges, but teach them boundaries and they'll glare at you through the blinds forever. Simply put, this is a person who thinks the phrase, "already have the mower out," is is a legal contract. Lainey, self-awareness is drifting away in this country like a gaggle fuck of mylar balloons barreling into the power lines of societal grace. And you heard it here first. Back to you, Lainey.
Wow. Okay, Baz. Coming up next, Baz asks the Reddit Hive if it's socially acceptable to vacuum your neighbor's house since you already are up and moving. The results may shock you, or not. I'm just gonna say it. Going into their house is a step too far. Just vacuum their trees.
Ever looked at something so confusing, so baffling, you just had to ask? Make it make sense.
Now you can. Introducing Make It Make Sense, the only device guaranteed to untangle the spaghetti in your brain. Got a puzzle? A mystery? A Reddit thread more tangled than your headphone wire?
It makes it make sense, like magic. Or, well, science. Probably science.
How does it work? It's simple. You just press this button and poof, clarity.
Make it make sense, no need to pretend. From chaos to order, it's your best friend. Make it make sense, don't break your head. Plug in the device and move ahead. Make it make sense, because sometimes you gotta ask.
Oh, bless their hearts. Truly, nothing says family like showing up to your food stall the very first week that you've opened, ordering enough food for a Thanksgiving reenactment, and then refusing to pay for it. This post comes courtesy of Sweaty Priority 8540. Here's what happened. Our OP graduates from culinary school, scrapes together enough money to rent a food stall, invites friends and family. Some of them show up, unfortunately, like her aunt and cousins, who order all the food. I'm talking all of it. And then Pikachu face when they're given a bill? Are you kidding me? They had the audacity to say, well, I guess success went to your head. Ma'am, the girl opened a food stall, not a resort in Aspen. Let's take it to the streets where Baz is outside our entitled people with a steam still rising. Baz!
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. I'm standing outside the subreddit's community kitchen where the airway is heavy with the smell of passive aggression and the unpaid labor of somebody's niece. Isle Eli told me earlier, surely as family you just want to watch their business grow and support them. Paying is the bare minimum. Anybody who disagrees with this just sucks at life. Digital Monkeys showed up with some how it's done for this family if they would pay attention to anything other than their own desires. When he said, my buddy opened a sandwich shop. He offered to buy, and I refused. I'm here to support you. And he got potatoes for his efforts. Potatoes, folks. Potatoes. J. Smith 2127 unfortunately resonates with this story and says, my mother would always go to my uncle's auto shop expecting free work. She'd throw tantrums like a toddler. Two things. I believe that one is trauma known as a retroactive death by secondhand embarrassment, and how often are you going to the auto body shop and why? Back to you, Lainey.
Great reporting there, Baz. Finally, let's talk about that one-star review. The cousin actually went online using their personal email. We know this because they used their personal email and posted overpriced and rude service. That's not just petty, folks. That's calculated sabotage. That's giving off I peaked at high school prom vibes. Just pathetic. Pathetic and sad. Coming up next, Baz reports live from our Travis and Taylor, where someone dared to say they're over it and got digitally tarred and feathered with friendship bracelets. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm 14. I've never been on a date, but I have been in 6 Reddit arguments, and my mom says I'm very mature for my age. So when your boyfriend doesn't text you back for like 12 minutes, that means he's cheating, obviously. You need to send a 47-paragraph message to the man to explain what he was doing in 1996. Or, and hear me out, make a burner account. Message his mom. Get answers. You followed my advice. Now you're single, banned from 3 subreddits, and somehow owe $600 in DoorDash charges. Your cat hates you, your ex is thriving, you've got a framed screenshot of you up, and you are not.
You trusted someone whose biggest life decision was which Mountain Dew flavor to chug on Twitch. That's not advice. That's a cry for help building a follower count. All right, folks, this one is a doozy. The TLDR, OP is having a bit of a meltdown because her boyfriend, who is 22 years old and a dropout and living at home with his mom, forgot her birthday. Well, didn't really forget it, just didn't care about it. Last year, he couldn't be bothered because he was too tired from work. And this year, well, he has a birthday. No, not a birthday party on her birthday. A party, not hers, on her birthday, that he wants to go to without her on her birthday. The real kicker, he wants OP to apologize for being ungrateful, for him choosing a party over a planned birthday dinner. No, seriously, the audacity. I mean, what kind of man will spend years with someone and can't even be bothered for a simple birthday date? This guy is the human equivalent of a broken pencil. Pointless. How hard is it to be excited for someone you supposedly love, especially when they have made it clear this is important to them? And on top of all of that, he wants an apology for his complete lack of effort? Maybe I'm just a little extra, but doesn't that just scream narcissist? And he only works 2 days a week, folks. 2. He can't even give her one of his 5 days off on her birthday. Get out while you can, OP. But no worries, because apparently he's got plenty of potential, right? I mean, being a full-time party animal who, by the way, won't even consider canceling for you, isn't that just romantic? Nope, sorry. This is not the fairy tale you signed up for, because why would you? Now, let's just pass this on over to Baz. Baz, what are you seeing out there?
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. I mean, can we talk about the absolute lack of self-awareness here? This guy calls her annoying and then expects an apology for it? No thanks. Java told us he's a college dropout who still lives with his mom. Maybe not bad in and of itself, but in this case it is another piece of the Jenga Tower red flag edition. Luna Tunabella said at best, he is a fucking loser. Dump his ass and thank yourself later. I would thank you right here and now if you did that. So why wait? Specialist Queasy8729 said, please break up with him. He literally said your birthday is no big deal. How much more proof do we need to present for this argument? Well, you posted asking the community, and the community is what we're giving. Because this is not a relationship, this is a dumpster fire that you absolutely do not need to fan. You need to put this out stat, with a mixture of dry ice, dry humor, and a new fucking boyfriend who will appreciate you. The real takeaways here, don't settle for someone who treats you like a fallback plan in their life of partying. Back to you, Lainey.
Thanks, Blaine. I mean, Baz. I will say I do understand why it is someone will stay in a toxic relationship. Nevertheless, OP, you have asked the question. The internet has answered. Next moves are yours. Coming up next on W-EMU, am I the asshole for throwing a surprise party and accidentally inviting my ex to it? That's right. It's a real post. Stick around, guys. You're not going to want to miss this drama.
I'm a Reddit power mod. I control 78 subs. I wake up angry. I just banned someone for posting a circle and a square meme in R geometry. You asked why you were banned? That's Rule 12, subsection H. Questioning moderation decisions is a bannable offense. Mods are volunteers with unchecked power.
Tired of playing 4D chess with unstable moderators? You need the Deal With It plan. Covers sudden removal of posts for tone. Includes Rule 0 clause, which is a retroactive ban removal from any sub. This isn't a debate sub protection, even when it is a debate sub. Full indemnity from mods who lock the thread, then reply to you last. Immunity to shadow bans. Maybe.
I just created a new rule while you were reading that. It's recursive. You broke it retroactively. You're banned.
Don't argue. Just deal with it. With the Deal With It plan.
Remember, I don't need a reason. I am the reason.
Deal With It plan.
Because logic is optional.
Tonight's last story comes to us from Our Weird, and it starts with an innocent garden. Or at least that's how it seems at first. But what the Redditor found beneath the earth, let's just say it's the kind of discovery that can make anyone pause. Or maybe even freeze. A Reddit user, let's call them OP, was doing a little spring cleaning in their yard. They just moved into this house 2 years ago, and the yard was completely overtaken by nature. They were prepping the ground for seeds when their shovel hit something a little bit hard. Naturally, OP dug a little deeper and, to their surprise, unearthed a small collection of identification cards. And so, to their shock, they all had the same name, the same face, same person, same story. But here's where things get sinister. The IDs keep coming, buried deeper and deeper, as if they were hidden. At this point, most of us would be thinking could these be the ID of a missing person? Were they buried as part of something far darker and more sinister than just a lost wallet? The weight of discovery hangs in the air, and as OP shared their finding online, the Reddit community began to wonder what has really happened here. As the details unfolded, the mystery only deepened. OP shared photos of the IDs online, hoping someone could identify this mysterious person, but the chilling thought lingered in the back of everyone's minds. What if they had stumbled into a murder mystery? After all, who buries IDs like that and why? And why were they just left in a yard like evidence discarded in haste? Then came the twist. Just when things couldn't get any more unnerving, OP posted an update. The man, he was alive. Alive! Turns out he'd lost his wallet 3 years ago on a rickshaw about 5 hours away. Of all things, he'd been wondering for years where it had gone, but never could have imagined it would be buried in someone's yard. It's a story with a strange yet oddly wholesome conclusion. The man laughed it off, told OP he'd come pick up his lost belongings. No bodies, no foul play, just a misplaced wallet and a couple of years' worth of buried confusion. I guess it just goes to show that sometimes life mysteries aren't as dark as we think, but, and this is a big but, if you're the one doing the digging, you might want to be prepared for whatever secrets the ground may be hiding. Now, let's go see what the good people on the streets are saying about this. I sent Baz out to talk to some random folks. Baz, what were they saying out there?
Thanks, Lainey. I'm here outside the... What fucking sub was this? I'm here outside Our Weird, and it does not look good. I have shown some folks the IDs that Op dug up in their garden. One poster said that they'd probably call the police. What if somebody went missing? But if it were me, I'd be more concerned about how those IDs got there. You don't just try to bury stuff like that for no reason. Which tells me, according to this Redditor, everything is done intentionally. We asked around about odd things people have found in their gardens, just stirring up conversation. Mostly what we heard was just weeds. But then everyone took it back to, that's weird. Who loses a wallet and just buries it? Something's fishy here. Another trusting member of society shining like a beacon of hope for humanity. Either way, Lainey, I think the community has lost its mind on this one, and we should just wrap it back to you.
Thanks, Baz. Sounds like no one's really buying the lost wallet story out there. But hey, sometimes the weirdest things do in fact have the simplest explanations. Or maybe they don't. We'll never know for sure. Be sure and come back next time for a bizarre confession about a mistake that might just be the weirdest thing you'll hear all week. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it like we're hot! This Friday, on The Banned and the Banished, the subreddit wedding is off after Kyle finds out his fiance's flare was removed. For karma farming.
And Declan's identical mod clone, not so identical. He's been shadow banning users in their sleep.
Meanwhile, Robin returns from Permaban Island with a shocking announcement. She's pregnant. With a repost?
And the family lawyer, turns out he was an auto mod filter all along.
It's betrayal. It's upvotes. It's emotionally manipulative. And we'll be watching.
Like, subscribe, and share, because nothing says romance like a good old thread lock.
Coming this Friday to W-EMU, The Banned and the Banished. Bring tissues and bring flair.